You're listening to Nothing's Off the Table, the podcast where no subject is too taboo to discuss. Now, please welcome your hosts, Andy Barker and Dale Free. Are you muted? Are you muted?
That was the second time I was with a man.
Oh. Can we go back and revisit the first one?
That was a little humor there.
Oh.
How you doing, Andy?
I'm doing good, man. Well,
it's been a while.
I gotta be honest. I'm frustrated as hell over the stupid baseball. That's how I am.
I knew it was coming.
A grown-ass man getting frustrated over a child's video game. I should be ashamed of myself.
So Andy and I, for those of you who don't know, we play MLB The Show, ranked. Okay, ranked play, and we do pretty okay. I'd be lying if I said we weren't mercied a couple of times, but
we suck.
Here's what happens. Just like in actual baseball, you commit to one bad swing and now you can't stop. Everything low looks good. Everything high looks good.
I hate it. I'm over it.
I love it, man. I love it. I'll tell you, when I play the show, I go through the range of emotions. Andy will tell you, I'm standing, Andy. I'm standing. I'm sitting.
I'm sad.
I don't even want to talk anymore.
I'm just ragingly pissed off right now.
I'll tell you this.
Go through it all.
I'll tell you what makes me angry is I'll be playing somebody and they don't swing at anything outside. Nothing. And I'll hang one pitch and it's gone. Gone. I mean, it's smacked.
I told you earlier, I don't mind losing. That's not why I get mad. I'm so frustrated. I cannot hit the damn ball. Oh. That's why I'm so frustrated. I can't hit it.
I get emotional over all of it. I can remember 4 months ago. I remember it like it was yesterday because I felt so slighted. I threw a pitch, and whoever I was playing, it's not his fault. It's the game. He smacked a homer so far, the batter looked at me in disgust and flipped the bat. Like, that's an animation.
It was so bad.
I was furious that he looked. If he had a disgusted look and just threw the bat back and trotted, while the announcer, touch them all, baseball man.
It was so bad. He actually looked at Lou and said, "Lou, you suck."
In my mind.
Yeah, in your mind, no doubt.
In my mind, we made.
I'm done talking about that game. I'm over it. I'm freaking frustrated. Next.
I love baseball. It's fun.
Oh, jeez, man. You know what? Fuck it.
Yeah, man. Let's do it. In honor of Veterans Day, I'll let the intro end. Actually, I shouldn't have stepped on it. Andy worked on that pretty hard, man. I enjoyed that intro. Anyway. In honor of Veterans Day, we'll do 5 stories from around the services. Let's see what the Army has going on. Veteran R.C. Bramball, who served in intelligence, wrote a book sharing eerie and unexplained events called Haunted War Tales, published this week. These include encounters with rock apes in Vietnam. I remember hearing stories about those. Nazi SS units dabbling in occult practices during World War II. That's always a fascinating topic because occult just means hidden. So you usually find it usually not as surprised as you would think or as dark as you might feel encountered. But World War II definitely had a lot of occult practices going on and chilling supernatural phenomena at Forward Operating Base Salerno in Afghanistan. So his stories blend historical fact with paranormal mystery. Be sure to check it out. So that came out this week.
What's that called again?
It's called Haunted War Tales.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah. Here's another story I put together right now. In order for you to appreciate this, I'd have to read it to you or talk to Andy. So fortunately, Andy's here. So Andy, a big story came out this week in the Navy, just talking about naval traditions and how they had some, a lot of ceremonies people aren't aware of. Talking about when they cross the equator.
Oh.
So they brought that up with ceremonies to King Neptune. And why don't you tell us about that shellback ceremony? I'm not familiar with it. I know nothing about it. I've never been on a ship other than the USS Constitution, and I did ride the Cole as a punishment one time.
Well, I can't tell you a whole lot about it either because the last time we crossed the line, our CO was weak as fuck and prohibited any ceremonies.
Oh, no.
So we didn't have a cross the line ceremony. Also, same CO, same week fuck, we didn't get to do our Blue Nose ceremony when we were in the Arctic.
What would you get that for, though? That was also discussed.
Blue Nose?
Yes.
Going to the Arctic.
Yes.
Yeah.
What would you go to the Arctic in?
I was in a submarine.
What did they say? 100 men go down, 50 couples come up.
I'm going to tell you that's not true. And here's why. Because there's always that one couple that breaks up or is fighting, usually about halfway night. Yeah, so it's not true.
Yeah. One of them's a beard. It's
So-
not going to last.
Crazy that you bring that up because, when I was in submarines, that was before they allowed women.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't do it, man.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they said no on the fast attacks. No women serve on fast attacks. The space is too tight. I mean,
It's
even
way
Mick
too
Vaughn
tight.
even said this is too tight. So anyway, they talked a lot. Anyway, the Navy talked a lot about a lot of its ceremonies and a lot of the different things that go on ships. So you do cross the equator. They had this old ceremony they called shellbacking, where you'd have various tasks going on. I mean, I've only heard legends about eating cherries out of fat Master Chief bellies, and
There's a lot to it, yeah.
yeah.
King Neptune and it's a shame. I think every sailor, if there was an opportunity presented, should be allowed the privilege of going through that tradition. To be shut down because you're scared of something happening and you not making the next rank just shows you're not a leader. You're a
Andy,
man.
are you bitter about that?
I am, because I've seen it happen too many times to too many people.
So I actually did get one, surprisingly, in my career. I am a member of the Order of the Square Rigger.
Oh, that's very rare.
Yeah, that's I learned how to sail the USS Constitution, and I passed the test. I could explain all the lines, gaskets, all of it. I knew the names of the sail. I don't know them now.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah, right friggin' now. I would need a refresher for sure.
I am a member of the Order of the Ditch.
What's that?
It's, transit through the Suez Canal.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's wild, man. It's cool going through there because obviously you have to be serviced, right? And submarine, and
yeah,
you've got them on both sides of you, trailing you with armored vehicles, and the guns trained on you the whole time you're going through that canal, and there ain't a damn thing you can do about it.
Yep. Yeah. I don't want to get off too much of the topic. But they do Order of the Square Rigger, had it in there, and then so that's where you learn how to sail the USS Constitution, all the things. And then I remember, Andy, I was going to tell you real quick though. We did ask, why doesn't the ship ever go from Boston to New York? Right? It'd be really cool to have the ship in New York. And of course, every crew asks because every crew wants to go to New York on the USS Constitution. Right? You'd be a rock star for a day.
Right.
And they just laugh, man. I just remember the one guy. He's so funny. We had a relationship where he could talk to me, and I could talk to him. And I was like, "Hey, when we go to New York?" He just burst out laughing. He was like, "You dumb F." He was like, "You know that's never gonna happen." And I said, "Well, honestly, why not?" And he said, "First of all, it would cost way more than it's worth." He goes, "None of you can sail it, and you're gonna pay me if I'm gonna be out to sea 24 hours a day. I'll tell you that right now." He goes, "So it's gonna be at least $300,000 on this guy." He's like, "And I can't do it alone. He's got to come." He starts playing. He's like, "Are we in it? We're in a couple million now, aren't we?" And then he goes, then he started to get into all kinds of other stuff, and I was like, "Got it. Never going to New York. Got it." I'll give you a hint about what he said without going into all the detail. But he said, not only that, but if we took a wave, we're going to the locker, man. We have no idea how much of this is wood or glue wood. It's been painted and sanded since 1789. He goes, no one knows.
It's a valid point.
It's what he said, man. He goes, this whole front end could be glue. We don't know. He goes, why do you think we stopped there? He goes, that's where it's no longer 42 feet. He said, if the ship sinks in the harbor when it goes out, it won't. Like, it's only 40. It'll just, we could pick it up and bring it right back. He goes, he goes, but if you go any further, it starts to get deeper. He said, that's why you turn around where you do every time. He said, you can't go further. Because of fucking sink.
Like, I have had the privilege of being underway on the Constitution months. When I made chief, I got to go through.
I'm just kidding.
Season there. It was pretty awesome.
Pretty cool. That is pretty awesome, actually.
And I don't remember her name. I remember who at the time the IDC was a female chief. And did I tell you this story?
No.
So we were out at one of the, what's the monument that's the big obelisk? I forget what it is.
Bunker Hill.
Yeah, Bunker Hill. So we're out there, and she pulls us all aside. She wants the corpsmen, right? I want to know who the corpsmen are.
Oh,
so she pulls us aside and she starts fucking with us, man. And I'm doing push-ups and I'm looking up and I'm like, well, I remember you now. I said, excuse me, chief. She says, what, slug? I said, how many dive t-shirts do you have?
Mm-hmm.
Immediately turned red and walked away and didn't mess with me the rest of the time I was there.
Oh, I bet, man. I bet. So when I was there, I had to go through, right? I made chief on the Constitution.
Oh, nice.
So I had to go through. And then once I went through, then I had to be crew, right? Again, back to crew, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then that sucked. Like being a slug and like having my job, like having them and all these visiting chiefs, and I'm not with those other slugs. I'm like on my own, you know? So like while they're PTing, I have undivided attention as I'm pulling into work.
Right.
You're like, oh man, come on, you know? But anyway, I survived. But when I went through, there was a Sark. And I was like, hey man, because I know he's still working, so I just stay, you know. Anyway, I was like, hey man, I just came from there. And he was like, what? And I was like, yes. And he's like, no, you didn't. And I was like, da da da. And he was like, no way. And I said, yeah. And he's like, well, so what's up, man? I was like, I don't know, but I got a shower upstairs. Let's go. Like, not for us to shower, but like they were like in these trailers, and I had an office with a shower. I just want to be very clear. Although I'm sure if we had to, we could have, and it would have been professional, but we did not. But if we had to, it would have been professional, but that's not what happened. But I was like, hey, I got a shower upstairs. And he's serious? I was like, yes. And I punched the code in, and he was like, I can't believe this. He's like, how did you get here? And I was like, you didn't want me there. And he's like, yeah, fair point. But cool guy. You know, I'm off of the social media, but up until I was off of the social media, we, you know, not like every, you know, month, but like, you know, occasionally I'd fire him something smart and he'd fire something back, you know, or he'd fire something over to me, you know, and I'd shoot something back. So, you know, we maintain contact. Really great guy.
Anybody
that
I
I met.
know?
I don't think so. I think a younger generation.
Probably,
Um, yeah, and but good guy. And anyway, you know, he was on there going through that Chiefs initiation on the Constitution. But the reason I did this when Andy was like I went through is he went through, but when I'm a crew member, I did it like 6 times. Man, and it gets old, man. You start to be like, okay, you know.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure of it.
You know how it is. You're like, oh, Bill, man, he must love. You know, it's like my cousin must love performing, and he's like, if I could do my own songs, yeah, you know.
Right.
But every night it's Bob Seger. Play right. Seger, okay, you know.
So I got to tell you, when I found out I was going there, I knew what a gem I was stumbled into. So I was taking full advantage of it, man. It was a blast. Yeah. The guy I went through, I won't mention his name. There was one other guy that made it the same time I did it at NUMMI, Naval Undersea Medical Institute. He was a staff member. So it was he and I, and he was probably one of the biggest homophobes I've ever met. Seriously. And how he could be a submariner and be that big of a homophobe, it's beyond me. Anyway, I got in a lot of trouble that week, but I had a lot of fun with it. You know, we're up on deck and you know, we had to sing the national anthem. and I'm behind him, and when we're singing "Oh Say Can You," as soon as we got to sea, I grabbed his ass and he screamed like a bitch. And I got in trouble for that. Because I know who did it. Come on. Anyway, I can't say some of the other shit I got. I can tell you offline, but I can't.
I hear.
I got in a lot of trouble.
I'll tell you this: my team kicked ass on the treasure hunt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course, man. They're like, "Where's the grog tub? Follow me. Give me the list. Follow me." The grog tub was guarded by 2 Marines. No, but awesome. you know, I mean, obviously. So I think like everybody kind of knew it. So I honestly I stayed out of it when they gave all the teams like a treasure hunt and in different order, so they had to go all over the ship and everything. And I don't think the chief was thinking right because everybody knew I was a crew member, right? It was obvious,
right?
Because I did have responsibilities during the day, you know. And then you remember Dave Ballard, right?
Oh yeah.
And then he came down. I'll cover for you.
Thanks, Dick.
I'll help you.
No, I got it.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I love that man. That man got me through a time when I was getting harassed by ATG and everyone because I did not have an AMOL.
Yeah.
And he told me what to do. He told me what to say. I did it and I said it. It worked. They escalated and he stood behind me. And because he stood behind me, the CO backed it up, and we were proven 100% correct. And you know, my credibility shot up, and I owe that man because they were trying to say I had an AMOL on the Constitution.
Give me a break.
And that I was negligent for not having it. And I was like, "What are you talking about? There's no AMOL here." Oh man,
what year was that?
Oh, that was 20. Oh, that had to be 2000. Let's see. 11. 2011, 12, 13. 2013. So whoever was in San Diego, in charge of the AMOLs in San Diego. That's who started the problem, a senior chief in there. And he came, after everything was solved, he came to SCA. And SCA tours the ship. And I usually dodge them all the time. I dodge them all the time. People were like, oh, you must, you're going to make, Master Chief, you meet everybody. I was like, no, hell no. Because, like you said, what happens with corpsmen? Oh, I want to see the corpsman. Oh, hey, I want to see your medical. Well, well, you have this, you don't have that. Why do you have this? Where's that? Why is it? It's different here, man. Okay, I mean, I'm in Boston, Massachusetts. I'm on a national park. Yeah, I've got the best surgeons across the street. Boston General. It's not.
Mind your business.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, like we don't have an AMOL, and it was the funniest. Anyway, long story longer. He not even an apology, man. Not like, I'm like, hey, so this is it. And he's like, yeah, beautiful. All right, catch you later. Yeah. Like, you put me through 8 months. Like, they were threatening my career. They were threatening, oh man, everything. Because they thought I just threw away.
Like that's even possible for one.
They were threatening inspections, all kinds of stuff, man. And you know what? You know what ended it all? It ended it all when the commanding officer told me. And, I didn't get along with him very well, but him letting me say this, it was probably one of the greatest days of my life. And I owe him a thank you. But he told me to call them, right? Uh-huh. And to tell them. And I called and I said, per my commanding officer, you may come up here to inspect the medical department, but that is what you will do while you are here during working hours. So I expect you here at 8 a.m. until 1600 inspecting the medical department, which is not on the ship. It is in the building in one room. And if you come up here for 3 days, you will spend 3 days inspecting that one room during working hours. You will not be authorized on the ship during working hours for the entirety of your TAD here. There will be no climbing of the ship for you. He said, so just know that coming up. However, after working hours, you're welcome to get in line with the public.
Nice. They never came, did they?
That ended it. I never got another phone call. It ended. And then I started to pursue something for the next IDC, which would be so funny if they're trying to undo it right now. You know how things go. Right? It was so hard to do it. Someone probably right now is trying to undo everything I did, for some crazy reason.
I'm sure.
Because they forgot the lesson of this crap, the same old crap. But what I ended up doing was we ended up figuring out who actually runs all the AMOLs. And it's a place in Maryland. And we found the office and we found the person who's responsible for it. We spoke with them. We had a long discussion, over a long period of time, over a 3-month period, because once we do that, it couldn't be undone, which is why I'm saying somebody's probably freaking out. I said, hey, you're, I mean, if it's still true, it couldn't be undone. That's why we did it. But we deleted it. We deleted the ship from the AMOL.
Nice.
So she said this issue will never come up again. She goes, but nothing will ever come up. You can never have another AMOL. And we said that's okay because we don't have anything to begin with, and we had a partnership, a supervision agreement from New Hampshire. So New Hampshire provided Curlix, the basic immunizations, things that I could have on hand for people like a tetanus or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just some basic PPD thing, And and my sick call supplies, they all came from Portsmouth. I would just put a list into the fleet liaison and, go up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I said, we don't need an AMOL, man. We're good. We're good.
I don't know if I ever told you the story about how I actually developed an AMOL.
You did?
Yeah. I wonder if, because that was back around 2008-ish, 2007, 2008. I wonder if that's what sparked all that bullshit with you. Because I was pissing motherfuckers off left and right with that shit.
The guy I relieved was a sub-IDC who was trying to write an annex to the Surface Force instruction for the Constitution. And when I got there, what's up?
I bet you I know who that is.
I forget. I'd have to think.
His first name Don.
No, I don't think so. I would tell you if I knew. I can't. I can picture.
Is he a senior chief?
He made it.
Oh,
I can picture him, but I can't. Anyway, they were like, "Are you gonna pursue that?" And I was like, "I don't even know what that guy was talking about." And the dude just goes, "Oh God, thank God." He goes, "Oh my God, thank God, because it's never gonna happen, man. They're not gonna fucking do." He just like started. I was like, he's like, I just didn't know if that was like some pet project on the Constitution that's like passed down. And I was like, no, man, I don't even know what he was talking about. I mean, I listened, but I don't have time for that, man. I'm an alcoholic. I don't have time for any of that.
That's hilarious. Yeah, that whole AMOL thing. Schaefer. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if I had a first name, I don't know.
Here we are, just throwing names.
Yeah.
Fuck that. No, he was a cool dude, man. He ran a tight ship. I had no issues with anything I took over. Except the funny thing is, I was talking to the CO when we were doing turnover, and he's like, "What I need help with," and a mouse fell out of the ceiling.
Whoa, shit.
And he goes, "Well, that." He goes, "I was gonna get to that, but." He goes, and seriously, I was gonna get to that. I mean, so that's really saves us time. And he goes, "But you know, like on the ship, they know how to do that. Do you know how to do that?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, we'll get some fucking traps and yeah, just tell the kids don't lick them." You know,
that's right.
Did I tell you? I've told the story before. I'm sure of it, but about my first comments to the crew.
Yeah.
I
think so. But go ahead and share since you brought it up.
All right. Well, I'll share. Yeah, for anybody who hasn't heard this story 5 times. But I love telling it. So anyway, I get there and I'm checking in on a Monday. And I'm meeting people, whatever, checking in. I got to drive here, go there. It's the USS Constitution, so it has nothing, right? You got to go to Rhode Island for this, and you got to go to Connecticut for that, and you got to go to, New Hampshire for this. And and I'm getting driven around. I'm trying to meet all the people and everything. And Friday is crew muster, so I'm like, okay. And then I guess I guess because I'm a first class and I wasn't a chief, I started mustering with the kitchen. The gal.
Yeah.
But it was cool. They were cool dudes. It was, hell yeah, I'll get to know the cooks, man. Hell yeah, right? We'd be in there eating bacon, waiting for them. And he was my sponsor when I made it. It was a good dude. Kelvin Wiggins. Actually, happy to share, he was diagnosed with cancer and is cancer free. Called me last week. Happy and celebrating. So anyway, I get there and crew musters. Everybody gets together on Friday. So now I'm really meeting everybody. First classes are where they are. And then they're like, "We got a new doc," and the senior chief's a bosun mate and just wise. And he's like, "Got anything to say, Doc?" he's got this like quiet voice, right? But you could tell, man, he's been behind the locker,
Mm-hmm.
like he's got and gave, you know, you know what I mean? Like I can do
Yeah.
both, I can do both, And he's like, got anything, Doc? And I was like, yeah. So when I got there, now this isn't my comment. Let me put parentheses on this. So when I got there on Monday, there was a jar outside the office of condoms, and it was like full. And the office on the Constitution is in the back of the barracks. So you go up to the third floor where all the kids live, right? Like all the fresh out of boot camp live there. And I have to walk by all their rooms, and then my office is on the left, right? So I used to see them all do it in the walk of shame, right? I know who's with who. I know who just broke up with who. I see them, and I let them know early, man. I ain't the party police. I don't care what you be doing up here. You know what I mean? I really don't. I really, really just don't get hurt. And I'd rather you do it here, where I can like put a lid on it than, out at the bar.
Right.
Was always my attitude. I'd rather you do it here. You're gonna do it anyway. I'd rather it be here. So anyway, the jar is it's empty. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So this is my first week. So they said, "Do you have anything to say?" I said, "Yeah." I said, my name's Payos Del Prix. Happy to be here. And I realized I got nothing to say. I'm like, oh yeah, and hey, the condoms upstairs outside the office, they're for people who actually fuck. So I'm gonna need you to shoot your shit in your sock like every other red-blooded American and put them back. Okay? And then I just walked off. And I just fucking walked off. And the CRT was like, Jesus Christ. And everyone just doesn't know what to do. But the first classes are dying laughing, right? They're like, thank God, right? Like half the crew is like, thank God, relief is here, right? Like the other half is like, what just happened? Like the people out of boot camp are like, what the fuck did he just say? Best part of the story, right? I go back Monday, half the jar is full. They fucking put some back. Like I was just breaking ball. You know what I was doing? I was, how far does this go? Let's find out today.
Right.
Right. And I found out. Right. We're good as long as we're good. Right. Like as long as we're having fun, we're good.
Right.
Is what I learned that, and that's how I've been. Like people are always like, you gotta survey the area, see what's going on before you throw yourself out there. And I always thought in the back of my head, man, they're gonna be surprised. Like what? They're gonna be mad that I did that. Like that's very deceitful because I'm not like that at all.
That's like me sticking my foot in my mouth with the XO with what I said.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a good one.
But it's the same. It's the same principle. You know what? And I learned that day too.
Yeah, right. I mean, at the end of the day, people respect boundaries. They do. They respect boundaries. And when you make them known. I mean, had I had thrown that out there that day and they pulled me aside and we had a long talk, okay, got it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was always one for that. Like let's just. I mean, let me show you how far I go. I'm not gonna. If you can take that, we're good. I don't go any further.
I can't honestly say that. I've been known to take it even further, but that's that's a lifetime ago, man.
I remember being in IDC the first time I had to tell a girl her pregnancy was positive.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I suck, Bill. I go back and forth. I rock like I'm high.
Let me see if
like I have attention deficit.
Let's see if there's something I can do about that.
But now I forgot what I was talking about, Billy. You got me.
Is it better now, Bill? We'll see. I don't know. Anyway, guess who came to me and said they want to start learning jujitsu?
The kids?
Yeah, Liam.
Oh yeah.
So why? Who's picking on you? Oh no, nobody. I just want to. I'm the smallest guy of all my friends, and I want to learn how to take care of myself. I'm like, all right. When do you want to start? So we're gonna get his neighbor buddy to come down, who's he's already taken a couple months worth of classes. We're just gonna train here in the house.
Oh, nice, nice. Oh yeah, Bill. Thanks. I was talking about the
Oh
pregnant
yeah,
the first time I told it, right? So
it's
anyway,
hilarious.
I don't know how you do it, right? But I was like, hey. So first I told the CO, right? Because you have to tell the CO.
Mhm.
So I was like, I gotta tell them. And he's like, well, don't. And I was like, nah, I gotta do it because it's a medical thing, man. I'm like, and but then you have to send a letter. I'm like, so it'll. But I'll tell her, then you'll send the letter, right? I'll tell her, she'll tell you, so you send the letter. I'm just letting you know I'm gonna go tell her because I don't know how that's gonna go. so, so I go in and I'm like, hey, I got your blood work back. She's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. And I'm mad at myself for it, but I just congratulations. And she was like, yeah, oh yeah, I know. And I was like, oh, thank God. And I was like, is it so and so? And she was like, yes. And I was like, okay. I was like, you guys good? And she said, yes. And I was like, all right. Well, you can always, if you need anything. But I was like, well, here's the deal. You're not. And I did the stunner, right? I was like, you're not pregnant at all. We don't believe you until the commanding officer says it. So I want you to take your lying ass back to your room with this SIQ shit, and you wait until I confirm, until I send you a letter telling you you're pregnant. And she's like, "Are you serious?" I was like, "I'm dead serious, man. In the Navy, you're not pregnant until we tell you."
Yeah.
I said it's the way it. Once you get the letter, it unlocks everything for you. Just think of the letter as a key, and oh, okay. But I always after that I always loved like doing it like that. Like, but the truth is, you're lying.
I was only at one command as an IDC that had females.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah, or at least ones that admitted it.
Well, we had a lot of bitches, but as far as females, only one command. But,
right,
but I
right.
did have to tell a couple that they were pregnant. I
Yeah.
kept it neutral. I just said I got the results of your lab and it's positive. And then I waited to see how they reacted, and then I went from there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But mainly because I didn't really give a shit. I mean, it is what it is. They knew before. They knew when they came to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, these results. I forget how I got them. I didn't order them. Or maybe I did. Maybe I ordered them stupidly. Like, what I mean by stupidly is like, no, if I don't order the HCG, they'll yell at me.
Right.
Like that went right. Oh no, this is for a vitamin. You need it. I have to do an HCG.
Yeah. Oops. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't either.
But you remember though, they would yell at you if you didn't order an a pregnancy test for damn near everything, and you're like, well, we just did it. Like,
yeah. Did I tell you that when I was in IDC school and we were doing our clinicals, the OBGYN rotation, I had to go to Pendleton for, and I guess the nurse practitioner that I reported to for was my core school instructor. And she
Oh,
was a lieutenant. Yeah, she was a lieutenant or a commander at that time. And so I got to spend my days for a whole two whole weeks of looking at Nasty Snatch and catching up with my core school instructor.
oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
But I hated that. Oh, that was the worst rotation, man.
I never did it. I never did it. Never did it.
Fucking horrible.
I did the one in school, and that was it. They tried to. This one, I remember. There was a PA. First name Steve, awesome guy, prior IDC, knew a lot of people. Probably know him if I throw his last name to you after the show. Great guy. Invited me and my wife to Thanksgiving because he knew we were alone. Knew, not a Japanese holiday. So I'm the only. Just awesome guy. Sorry we lost touch, right? Because of social media. Well, I got rid of it when I went to work at the jail, and I just lost connection with all these people. It's one of the. Certainly social media has a lot of downfalls, but one of the positives was connecting with people like that. And he helped me a lot. He taught me a lot. And I asked him, I said, what would you say the difference in knowledge is between an IDC and a PA on a scale of 1 to 10? And he was like, 1. You're a 1. And I was like, no way. Come on, man. It can't be that. And he's like, look, 3 maybe. He's like, if you're super good, 4. He goes, I'm telling you now, what they taught you and what they had us learn about the kidneys and how they work and how medications, bypass the brain blood barrier and things like that and glomerular filtration. He's like, you didn't go into any of that. He's like, this works because they told you it works. And if it doesn't, here were the alternatives. And if those don't, what? Pick up your phone, right?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, they taught me how this works. I know how this works. That's why I'm giving it to you because I want it to go through this way and come up that I'm not giving it to you because they told me this does that.
Yeah. As much as I talk a bunch of shit, nursing school is a lot like that. You get really in depth. And I think, man, had I reverted back to an IDC like I was very, very tempted to almost every day, it would have made me 10 times better.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, I get it. Yeah, but, well, now I'm curious on who this dude is.
Well, anyway, he was a great guy. So they were trying to give me like my first day in a clinic, right? Like I graduated IDC school and I went to third MSOP and then I went right into the ITC at the time. It was like 6 months. And then when I came out, so I had like treated a couple guys like that we were going through training with, but I hadn't like seen a clinic.
Yeah.
Like, so I didn't like write a note yet, So I asked, like, it was, I have to think of what was going, I forget all that was going on, but what I asked, there was white space coming up. And I asked, is it okay if instead of coming, like driving over and sitting in the building and doing nothing, right? Like if the doctor said, like, when you're a corpsman with the Marines, it's different. Like even in the special operations community with the Marines, it's a little different, right? Like you kind of have two sort of bosses, right? You get your Marine Corps chain and you kind of have your medical chain.
Yeah, you're serving 2 masters.
Yeah, so as long as both are pretty cool with it, you can generally do whatever you want, right? When they're both okay with it. And that's sort of, I talked to my captain. I was like, hey, rather than coming in here to the clinic BAS where I'm not going to see anyone, right? Because everybody here is healthy, or they just don't come because we play adult rules, right?
Right.
Well, could I just go to the clinic and on Geiger? And they all agreed that'd be great, right? They were like, more of you should, right? But of course, every other IDC was like, what are you doing?
Right.
This better not like be a pattern, right? Because they don't want to do it,
Right.
But and we were in like a PTP or something. I forget what we were doing, but there was a lot of white space, and it would like creep up, right? Like there'd be like 2 days here, a day here. So I would just go to the clinic. And so the first day that I did that, right? Because I met the PA. That's right. I brought somebody got injured on Geiger, and I brought them in, and I met the PA, and he ate my lunch, and he was like, "If you want to learn, come back." And I told him I will, and I did, and he taught me, and we had a wonderful relationship. But he wasn't there. And so the day I got there, because he was a civilian, he only worked 2 days a week, and I had the unfortunate of catching him on his day. We were arguing over Michelle's rules. That's right. That's why he ate my lunch. He ate my fucking lunch. Anyway, he gave the corpsman rules, and I started eating the dude up for like, because I didn't know, and it was my patient, and I was like, I don't care whose fucking rules. Where's he? He ain't here right now. I'm telling you what to do. And that dude came around the corner.
Oh shit!
He was an old school IDC who became a warrant, who went to second lieutenant.
Oh wow!
And then got out.
And
then got out. Old. He had his own parking spot. I took a picture of it. I have a picture of it saved on OneDrive. It was painted purple just for him on the base. It was painted purple.
Damn.
Said like LSU Michelle. And he ruled that clinic, and he had Michelle's rules, and you don't violate Michelle's rule. I wanted to hang ringers, and the guy was like, put saline in, we haven't run blood. I was like, what? He was like, Michelle says that. I said, put the ringers in, man. I don't know who the Michelle. I said, put the ringers in. Yeah, what's his potassium level? I don't know. I told sir, I'm not too sure. He was like, then you're just gonna run some ringers. I'll be quiet now. So anyway, and Andy, what you guys have to understand, he's laughing because he could totally see the arrogance of the new IDC. The arrogance on me, right? And then I'm like, oh my God, right? Like, here's someone who knows what's going on. Let me shut my mouth. So after he eats me up, he says, come back here, right? Come and learn. So I said, okay. So I come back. So I report in. I'm like, hey, I'm here to work, whatever. So I go in the back, and they start sending me pap smears. I'm like, Jesus. Are you kidding me? So I'm like, I don't. And I walk up to the front. And now, Andy, you'll love this. I got a second class, right? So what's wrong? You have a full schedule. You're an IDC. You can do it. You went to IDC school, right? Can't you do it? You're an IDC. And I was like, you know what? Let me tell you something. Yeah, I am an IDC. And yeah, I can do them in an emergency. Not in a clinic in the rear in the gear with the gear. When there's 2 female providers right down the hall, one snacking on a salad. So you keep sending me pap smears and somebody complains, we're all going to be in trouble. And then, that's when the guy comes out and he's like, what's going on? And I was like, these people are giving me all pap smears. I've had one pap smear in my life, man. That was in school. I went right to, I went right over here, started training. I haven't, he's like, man, he looked at her. He was like, come on. And he said, follow me. That he doesn't have a schedule. Until he's with me. And then he put me in the office and we started seeing patients together. And he was like, I got you, man. I got you. and he did. And Michelle had me too. Michelle had me in the treatment room. And so every time I had time off, I would go to the clinic or I would go to their treatment room, and that's where I would spend the day.
That's cool.
It was fun, man. I learned a lot from those guys. It was hilarious. Oh, and now I'll tell you a quick story. And why don't we wrap with this?
All right.
Does that sound good?
Yep. So
I'll tell you a quick story. So we have, every job has a backup, right? So it's me, and I got a Marine. That's my backup. So I said to the Marine, because he had some white space, I was like, hey, we both have nothing going on. You want to go to the clinic? So I'd already been there a couple of times. So I knew people. I knew what to do. Nobody, people were accustomed to seeing me. And so I could walk in and I could say, he's with me, and it would be okay. So I go in and I let him know. I let him know up front, hey, we could have an awesome time, or it could be dead, right?
Yeah.
So we get there, and this dude comes in just gash on his head, right? Just gash on his forehead, right? We got the bandages on. I'm like, we're gonna take it off, take a look. So we're looking, and I've got some lidocaine drawn up, and I'm just kind of squirting it, just kind of squirting away the blood, like with a little bit of the lidocaine, because I know we're gonna rough this kid up here in a minute, right? So I'm just doing a little bit along the. I don't know. There's the evidence is for against whatever doing that, but I did it because it's sterile and it's clean. And
I don't see anything wrong with it.
That's what I'm saying, right? So that's why I do it. The reason I bring it up is because I do remember later on someone did say something to me about that, doing that later on another patient. But anyway, so I'm squirting him down, looking at it, and I'm talking to the Marine, and I'm like, here, you look, man. Okay, so he's gonna get staples because it's on the head. And he's like, oh yeah, you think I need staples? The kid's like, yeah, man. I was like, so what happened, man? He's like, fucking rip people out of buildings, So for those of you that don't know, Camp Geiger is where all the baby Marines are about to become adults, right? They're gonna. This is where they get inflated, right? And they blow up to adult size, right? So this kid's, I gas my head ripping dudes out of effing vehicle. Yeah, okay. In training on Lejeune. I'm okay.
What really happened, buddy?
Yeah, right. So it's ripping dudes out of fucking vehicles. I'm Marine fucking people up about 4 weeks. Just better not hold me up, man. I'll graduate in about 2 weeks. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, we're gonna have to put staples in. He's like, well, better not hold me. I was like, you're not gonna be able to wear a helmet, buddy, for a week. I'm telling you right now, at least a week until these things come out. And he said, well, that's gonna set me back. I was like, well, yeah, Camp Johnson, that's right. I'm like, well, what do you want me to do? And I was like, well, I don't know, man, but yeah, you need staples in your head, man. You're not leaving here without staples. I was like, you're not going back, man. You can't wear your helmet. And so his staff sergeant's like, well, that's going to remove him from training. I was like, look at this thing, man. He's like, no, I'm not. Hey, man, I'm good. I'm like, come look, get the fucking crazy. So now I explained to my A medic, I'm like, would you like to do the staples? And he's like, yeah. And then I said, okay. I said, listen, you practice. We got guns galore. You practice, okay? But this is what I want you to visualize, okay? I said, and for all you listening at home, visualize this. This is how a skin stapler works, right? You staple, and then what it does is bend it, right? So you don't smack it like a desk stapler. It doesn't work like that. Okay? You squeeze. It looks like what you'd hang Christmas lights with, like a smaller version of those Stanley staplers.
Yeah.
Right? It's a smaller version. So you squeeze, and what you do is you hold the skin together and you squeeze in between these teeth, and it'll staple it. And then when you get the staple remover goes in and opens it and pops it out, right? So that's how skin staples work. So I told him, you squeeze it together, line up the stapler. I said, and you don't have to press down. You just squeeze. That's all you have to do.
Oh, shit.
He's like, okay. So I get the lidocaine ready. And you got to read in that clinic because everything's labeled blue. And Michelle happened to be there when I mixed that up.
Oops.
Even though data now says I was okay. But anyway, long story longer. I'm mixing up the lidocaine, and old Mr. Tough Guy, let's not forget about him. I go back and I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna inject some light. I don't need no effing lidocaine. Just put the staples in.
That was an Henri.
He goes, I already had a setback here. I know what it's like. Just get him in and get it over with.
That was an Henri boot, wasn't it?
Get it in and get it over with. So I looked at my good friend and I said, by all means. So he lines it up. He gets it there. He starts squeezing, but he gets nervous and goes a little bit off.
Oh, shit.
That's the first staple.
Oh, shit.
This kid.
Oh shit!
Oh my god! I was like, "You want me to put noise? Just get it done." I said, "Here." I said, "Do you want me to take it from here?" He's like, "Please." I said, not him. The Marine said, "Please." I was like,
Right.
"Okay." Stapled and gone. And I looked over. I said, "See how easy staples are?" He's like, "Yeah, man. Why don't they always do that?" He's like, "Because it's gonna put a fucking scar like that, right down here." He's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah." I was like, "But yeah, they are fast as fuck, and I might do it to you."
Probably. Chance would be
Well,
good.
well, funny thing, I even to this day I have 5 of them in my bag.
I wish I had one or two, man.
Well, maybe I'll give you one next time you're coming through.
Yeah, that sounds good. But you're right, they're a valuable piece of gear to have.
But they do not work like a stapler.
That's hilarious. I was just, for some reason in my mind, I could see that brain going, don't.
he because I told him don't do that, right? It's
Yeah.
not a stapler, and he understood, right? Listen, I've done this for hundreds of corpsmen. Everybody understands. And then when you remove it, and it pops right out.
It's like you're making a fucking vag symbol.
But that's exactly how. So he just being so concerned about touching, he slipped.
That's hilarious, man. That's hilarious.
And this one off. They're gonna. I'll tell you what, man. That's gonna be hell to dig out. Like they're gonna see how tight that had to be.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Well, that's what you get, tough guy. Whatever, you want to be a tough guy. Don't give me no lidocaine. That's what you get. Anyway, wow, it's good to be back. Yes, glad to finally have a podcast and not say much. Thanks, Lou. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And we'll be back. I'm assuming next week. I'm assuming, but if we're not, well, then I guess you'll just have to wait till the next time. Any parting words, sir?
No. None. Well, see y'all later.
In that case, see y'all.